I'm nothing like you.
So I just came from watching Dangerous Animals, a new movie that stars Jai Courtney. Jai Courtney is playing the role of Captain Tucker. Captain Tucker is this dude who he lets tourists go into a shark cage and then go into an ocean and view sharks while inside the ocean. And well, I'm going to have spoilers in this review because I need to explain my issues with this movie. Number one, all the characters suck in this film. All of them. All of them. First of all, let's start with the least character, the character that had nothing happening, who is Jai Courtney's co-worker. So Jai Courtney works with someone on the dock. This dude is clueless about the fact that Jai Courtney is a psychopath, sadist, kidnapper, serial killer type dude. How do you work with someone? They've been committing crimes for God knows how long. There's a scene where they show you Jai Courtney's character with a bunch of tapes of women that he has killed, and your co-worker doesn't even have an inkling that you've been committing all these things, and you work with him. Stupid. The next character is this simp character called Moses. So there are these two characters, Moses and Zephyr. They meet up, they hook up. I hate these types of characters. Movies of nowadays need to stop writing characters this way. Moses meets Zephyr, has a one-night stand with her, and then he's like in love with her and willing to jump in danger and go looking for her. Like, bruh, what? Even when he goes to the police officers to report her missing, the police says, do you even know this chick that well? You don't, so it doesn't even make sense that you're running after her, going to go save her. It's just like the movie Novocaine. If you watch Novocaine, in my Novocaine review, I said the same thing. You need to stop writing characters in a way that they hook up with a chick once and then they're like, oh, I'm so in love, I have to go running after her. Next up, the chick. Her name is Zephyr. Zephyr is introduced to the audience as a thief, stealing. I'm not going to overlook that detail just because it's a hot chick. So now the movie wants to portray like Jai Courtney's character as evil and Zephyr as good because she's the kidnapped one. But she's just as bad. You don't know this girl. She comes from a foster background and she knows how to pick locks. So it means probably she has stolen cars or something. She has probably been in trouble with the police before, and she shoplifts. So you're just as bad. It may be a different crime. She may not be a murderer, but she's a thief, and she has probably been stealing for a long time. And then here comes Jai Courtney's character. Jai Courtney's performance in this movie is really good. His depiction of this crazy, psycho, sadistic type dude is very impressive. However, he just falls into the whole trope of evil white man. Go look for a movie called Woman of the Hour. If you've not watched Woman of the Hour, go look for it. Woman of the Hour and this film have the same vibe. You have a guy who seems kind of friendly, and then he just turns on women, kidnaps them, and then does all sorts of evil things to them. Why? Because he's evil, bro. That's all the motivation he needs. He's just evil. And the thing is this, the movie tells you that Jai Courtney's character, Captain Tucker, as a kid he was bitten by a shark, so now he's obsessed with sharks. But that motivation is not enough to explain why he does what he does, why he's suddenly like this sadist. The best villains are the ones that need to do something evil. They need to do it. Not that they want to do it, they need to do it. Like, vampires having to suck your blood. Not because they're just sadistic, but because the blood helps them live. Yeah. Even in Harry Potter, Voldemort doesn't just go to kill Harry just like that. He goes to kill Harry because there's a prophecy saying that Harry will kill him. Your villain needs to do that thing. Even like Thanos in Marvel. He's not just evil. He's doing something bad because in his mind he's the hero. But no, evil white man trope over here is just like he's evil, so he's gotta feed it to the sharks and film it. Is the performance good? Yes, but the character sucks. Other than the negatives, let me give some positives. This is a premise that I didn't expect. When I saw the poster, I thought I was going to watch a movie that's like Jaws or like The Meg or something like that. But this premise is a bit different, in my opinion. I like Jai Courtney's performance. It's pretty good. There's a part where he just dances and he's like evil. It kind of reminds me of the dude from Morbius. If you watched Morbius, you know which scene I'm talking about, the dancing scene. But as a character, he's not well written. You can't just tell me he was beaten as a child and now he's obsessed with sharks. That's not a good enough motivation for me. Zephyr is a thief. She goes on this arc of like learning to care about people. So as a character, she's okay, but she's a thief. So when I'm watching, I'm like, even if she gets eaten, I don't really care that much. She's not a good person. And the movie constantly tells you, you don't know her as a person, but the movie clearly tells you you don't know her as a character. But the movie also wants to be like, this is the good person that you should be rooting for. Huh? Out of 10, I give this a 6. I give it a 6. The last like 15 minutes were shite. They were shite. I'll be honest with you. I don't understand how Zephyr bites off her thumb, gets in the water, and actually swims away and does not get attacked by sharks while bleeding. But Captain Tucker gets into the water and in like a second he's eaten. I don't understand. There's also a bunch of other plot holes. Captain Tucker kidnaps Zephyr and then leaves her phone behind. Why? You've done this multiple times. Why would you leave evidence behind? Jai Courtney's character, Captain Tucker, has 2 women at the same time. And the woman who is not Zephyr, the other one, the one that we watch in the opening of the film, she takes off her bra and they try to use the bra to pick locks. And then when it comes now time to like feed her to the sharks, her bra is back on. What? And then Captain Tucker is dumb enough to approach Zephyr while she's covered with a blanket. She already attempted to escape once, so you know that she's cheeky. Why would you approach her when she has a blanket over her head? At least stand at the door. He had a needle. Stand at the door, tell her to uncover herself, and then approach. But don't be dumb enough to approach when she's covered. Out of 10, I just give the whole thing a 6. It's messy, it's watchable, it's entertaining, but it's messy. It has so many messes everywhere, at least in my opinion. And yeah, if you go watch the movie Woman of the Hour, you will see so many. I mean, Woman of the Hour is not set in shark-infested waters, but it's kind of the same thing. Evil white man, friendly to women, then he just stands. I give this a 6 out of 10. That's just my review and honest thoughts. Check out these other reviews I've done. I'll see you in the next